Hello, you beautiful strangers, and welcome back to another episode of Myth. When last we left off, our good old friend MC Kun Meito was, acting about as dense as a neutron star. But, that doesn't seem to be that uncommon. Not for MCs in general, and definitely not for Meito over here. I do apologize in advance for any background noise you hear. It is thundering and pissing down rain outside. But as they say, Kuwabara, Kuwabara, who's afraid of a little thunder? But I like the thunder, and I like the rain, and I like watching lightning. I love inclement weather. I love watching it anyway. It's beautiful. It's calming, and it's chaos. Anyway, I also this is the second time I'm doing an intro for an episode because I realized that I apparently forgot to save last time when I finished making last episode. So that's fun. I think I'm at the correct spot, and I have saved. I've remembered to do that. So, hopefully things are good. Hopefully, yeah. Fingers crossed. Anyway, let's get back into it, shall we? I'm up. I said that as I headed for the living room. Morning. Good morning. The usual suspects greeted me. So looked displeased, though. I expected as much. We had different plans in mind for today. This sort of thing happens from time to time. Although this likely wouldn't even be an issue if I had a better understanding of her. Guess I'll eat. I began to eat since they'd already finished preparing breakfast. Meito-san, I'm thinking about this, but... What? You have poor manners. Manners? You're supposed to say thanks for the meal before eating. Itadakimasu, yeah? That's the right one, right? Oh, sorry. I'm just not used to that. Phrases like thanks for the meal were considered ancient language in my world. They're practically extinct. I'd be so happy if you said it. I'm not eating this to make you happy, but it is true that I'm in your debt, so this is a bit of an odd situation for me. Really? Manners are a person's very heart, and proper manners are never a bad thing. Why would she say that? Like Meito-san needs those kind of things. Thanks for the meal. And it's itadakimasu. So butted in. That's not true, right, Meito-san? I don't mind saying it. Thanks for the meal. I began to use my chopsticks again. Between So and Meito-san feels off. Yeah. Today's breakfast had an unpleasant taste to it. You guys ready? The two of them returned to the living room around the same time. Yep, food, laundry, everything's perfect. Then let's visit that lady's home. Alright. I stood up with vigor, determined to meet with this person. For once, I went beyond the hill. And the market soon came into view. Is everything okay, Meito-san? Yeah, I'm better than I was before. I still felt creeped out, but I wasn't going to run away like last time. Getting used to things makes people change. I'm glad. About what? I feel like you're starting to understand my friends. Your friends, huh? In my world, there was an old adage that said people will find a way to live anywhere, but is that really the case? It was hard to believe. So, where's this lady's house anyway? Over here. Shimon walked forward, and Riri and I followed behind her. Over here, the place had a completely different atmosphere compared to the market. It felt lonely, desolate even. It's kind of spooky. Have you never been here before? Not even once. I could see that. There was a dilapidated house behind a bunch of shrubs and such. Its location definitely wasn't conspicuous. Let's go see if she's home. Lady knocked on the wooden door. It seemed like it was about to fall apart. Knock, knock. I was going to knock on my desk, but decided better of it. Is anyone there? Knock, knock. Yeah, because of the way that my microphone is mounted on the boom arm that I have, knocking on my desk would probably shake my microphone like crazy. She knocked on the door again. Looks like no one's home. I guess we'll head back then. The two of them began to head back the way they came. There wasn't anything we could do if she was out, so I followed Shimon and Lily. Hey, Lily. Yes? Was that really where Katomi was talking about? I was doubtful. I couldn't imagine someone actually living in a place like that. She must be out today. Her words were vague. Are you sure she doesn't live somewhere else? Yes, I'm sure. She immediately denied that possibility. So then we're stuck for now. It would seem that way. I didn't really want to just wait for her to get back. I wanted to do something else if possible. What should we do tomorrow? Shimon spoke up before I had a chance to express my thoughts, though. I wonder. It might not be a bad idea to look at this from a different angle. We could try asking the villagers. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. But that'll require additional people. I'll ask around too. I'd like to ask So and Hibiki for help. We'll have all our bases covered. That was the only choice I had, had left, even though I wasn't exactly jumping for joy about it. Let's head home, for today at least. It was already sunset. We had walked a considerable distance anyway, plus I had to revise my plans. Sure. We headed home. We passed by two familiar people on the way back. So, and Hibiki? What is it? They were tottering about, carrying heavy stuff. I wasn't even sure they'd make it back to the base like that. And we're gonna. Pretty girl. Shimon, Didi, you guys go ahead. I pursued Hibiki and So. My destination was obvious. The secret base. It looked completely different today. Hey, Hibiki-chan, how's it looking over there? Good. It was filled with a bunch of stuff. Isn't that heavy? My words didn't reach them though. Blown away by the wind. I was just watching on from afar. There was no chance they heard me. Mato's stuff's all ready too. My stuff. I said I was gonna get that myself. They even went out of their way to bring my stuff to the base. I tried to look more closely, but bulky lumber was in the way. Mato-san's gonna be so shocked. Why did they do that? I could have just done it myself tomorrow. Neither of you had to push yourself like that. Why did they have to do it today? I couldn't figure it out, so I decided to ask them myself so that things would make sense. I headed towards them. Ah, Mato-san? Hibiki was the first to notice me. So, Chan, Mato-san's gonna be surprised a day early. Why'd you come? Because I finished what I had to. Okay. She didn't say anything else after that. Hibiki fell silent too. I went into my part of the base. That was the only way I could think of to break the silence. This is my part of the base. A cushion made of grass, some tableware, a half-made pitfall, probably made with the intention of startling me. I wasn't sure how to express my feelings. How is it? I see. They wanted me to thank them. They wanted me to praise them for making this fine base. So I said what I had to. I was taught this at school, common courtesy, what to say when I was in someone's debt. Hey, Morgana. It looks great. There's plenty of room and it seems to be fairly sturdy. Thank you. That didn't go as I expected, though. The glum feelings I was experiencing remained. I think I know why. And just looking at the sad expressions on their faces only made it worse. I'm glad we tried so hard, So-chan. Hibiki let out a melancholy laugh. I'm sort of a disappointing person to get presents for, so I kind of understand the feeling going on here a bit. I always underreact to things. I'm a very... For the most part, I'm a... What are you doing, kitten? Oh my god, what are you doing? Whatever. I'm a pretty even person, at least for the most part. So I don't give like super over the top reactions or... What are you doing? Stop that. Stop that. I don't react the way that people kind of want me to or expect people to, because I'm very even. I'm not like super over the top excited about stuff. I don't do that. That's not me. Not for the most part. Not for stuff like that. Not around people, especially. So being like in this situation is familiar to some extent. Like being, and I know it's sort of different in this, but being genuinely grateful about something, but not showing it in a way that would seem to, that you would normally see somebody respond, is because I'm calm. I like to be calm. I don't like to give over the top reactions. That's not really my thing. So I sort of get it. I do. I've actually disappointed a lot of people in my life, especially when I was a kid and I didn't know how to play it up. I didn't know that, I should try to go and react the way that they want me to react in order to, give them, I guess, the satisfaction that they were hoping for. So I would, I would like something, but I wouldn't be like, oh my god, thank you, and blah, 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 like, so on and so forth. And it's just kind of disappointing to some people. What are you doing, little girl? You're a silly kitten. Anyway. And I couldn't help but begin to cry. Ito-san? I said what I was supposed to. Nothing should be wrong. I didn't make a mistake, but... For whatever reason, though, I regretted my actions. Of course... Why are you taking a nap under my towel? You know what? I don't care. You know what? You do you. If you're happy, then that's good enough for me. If you're happy, that's good enough for me. Of course, there was nothing wrong with what I did. I made the right choice that was most beneficial to me. I did everything right. I did nothing wrong, man. Bugged emotion mechanics. But I regretted it so much. It felt like there were thorns pricking at my chest, and I didn't know how to pull them out. I looked at my awkward little space in the base. I was beginning to understand what So meant before. I tried to imagine myself making this with So and Hibiki, having Riri and Shimon go to that house by themselves. Envisioning myself doing that calmed me down. So approached me. Out of embarrassment, I quickly wiped away my tears. You've noticed that I've noticed you now. You're gonna try to pretend. Hold on, I need to stop her from chewing on my towels. You're very cute. Yeah, I have my towels sitting here in my room so I can like grab them and go and put them on to wash like as soon as I get up in the morning. And so I, don't forget like I have in the past, but that's neither here nor there. And she is currently laying on them. She's done that somewhat in the past, but she decided to start chewing on one of them. Hopefully she won't anymore. Hopefully that won't be an issue. And Beaky began to smile. So what's on your mind? Let your heart run free, boy. What's on my mind? I was beginning to think it wasn't so bad to sacrifice myself for someone else's sake. It was a new concept to me. Even if such actions are foolish on the surface, doing that can lead to happiness. That truth was incredibly interesting to me. Thank you. The same phrase as before. I was taught this at school, common courtesy, what to say when in someone's debt. I really am thankful. Those words, however, became real this time around. And that was all it took for that glum feeling inside of me to fade away. Meadow-san, So-san, welcome back. I don't like his name. I'm gonna keep mispronouncing it anyway. We're home. Shimon looked at me like I just did something outlandish. She glanced around before looking at me again. She seemed troubled. I couldn't figure out why, though. What is it? Just said, we're home. You're the one who said that sort of thing is normal. It did, but I'm thinking about paying more attention from now on. To you. Huh? And the Dealey, and So, and Tabiki. Oh. Everyone might be different, but I think you made her a little bit flustered, but sure. Yeah. Seeing that fact in reality is incredibly interesting to me. So, son, what happened? Oh, just a little something. I felt like I should treasure these feelings I discovered today. Is dinner almost ready? It will be soon. Oh, So-san and Meadow-san? Did you just get back? Lily appeared with a large container in hand. Speak of the devil, it looks like we're ready to eat. You make it sound like I'm for dinner. How about we eat you? You're terrible. Cannibalism is morally wrong. Shimon, Aditi. I faced the two of them. Yes. Thank you. And gave them my thanks. It's because of you guys cooking for us that I can live in this foreign land. That's why I'm giving you my thanks. So-san? The two of them began to huddle around So. Something's not right. Did you make him eat something funky? Don't worry, this is perfect. They whispered to each other for a while. Didi, dinner's ready, right? Yes. Let me help you. I'll bring out the tableware. Okay. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. You just relax. Things are all out of whack. I headed for the kitchen. There was nothing wrong with me doing this. I was in their debt after all. Let's give our thanks for this meal. Thanks. Wait, why is... Again, this might be something that I'm not quite getting translation-wise. Why is the S in that in a parenthesis? Oh, whatever. Thanks. I began to move my chopsticks as well. We split up the cooking today. Oh? Can you tell who made what? That's gonna be tough. Let's see. Dinner today had all of the food in a big pot. Riri called it nabe. And why didn't you make an extra CG? Never mind. The CG's cute enough, I guess. There was broiled fish as well. I was gonna have to analyze the flavor of both. I'm not the fondest of broiled fish. I'm fine with baked, but maybe again, not a translation error, but I don't know. When I think broil, I think heat from the top, baking, heat from the bottom, and baking usually oven like to a temperature, broil being just a direct, the heat source on and just being hot. Whatever. Nabe tastes like... It didn't have one particular flavor that stood out. If anything, maybe it was a bit sour. It was tricky like that. The fish is... It was sweet. It was obvious whoever made it wanted it that way too. Riri made the nabe, Shimon made the broiled fish. What? How'd you know? Difference in flavor. Each of them had their own peculiarities. What, are you annoyed about the thunder? It's almost gone. That was likely the result of their unique way of doing things. Cooking, too, involved quite a lot. So tell me, which is more tasty? They're completely different. Tasty? I couldn't really tell what she meant by that. I didn't hear that word often. But it was likely that she wanted me to rank one of them as superior to the other. They're different things. That's why you don't compare, apples to oranges, or a tomato tart to a fucking deep fried Oreo. I've never had either of those. I was at a loss. Meito-san? I don't really eat a lot of fried food, and I don't bake much anymore. Right. I had completely forgotten. I could avoid having to make a decision. Riri reminded me, though. Both taste fine. That's what I told Shimon. Aha! How long are you planning on sticking around here for? I asked Soda as she played around in the hallway in front of my room. And what about you? You gonna be here forever? Give me a break. Oh, bored with my towel now, are you? Or towels, plural. Was I gonna have to share this room with her? Or was I always gonna have to share this room with her? Anyway, you should be happy. It ain't like you got many opportunities to sleep with such a cute girl like myself. Let me set things straight. The number of times I've thought you were cute is even lower than this. What? Looks like you're getting your fingers stuck together. I don't get it. I'm actually trying to stick my index finger into my thumb. The plan was to say it's a negative number, but attempting to show that with my hand hurts. Not only are you annoying when you're awake, but you snore like crazy. How could I ever be attracted to you? Plus, she's still a kid who is much too young to view in a sexual manner. Maybe you're just playing hard to get. No, I'm not. You say that, but I know the truth. You big galoot. She smacked my back. She took everything I said the opposite way and really didn't seem to believe me. What a hassle. This might hurt your feelings, but I have no sexual interest in you whatsoever. Then what about a Kari-chin? It was just a reference book. Huh? It was for sex ed. I bought it at school. Liar? Why would I lie about that? So you're telling me they say important books at your school and you're studying by jerking off? Pretty much. In an obscene country, even that's too much for me. It isn't obscene, it's the opposite. What? It's just no one has any interest in it, and the government's actually trying to promote sexual awareness. Television programs depicting men and women having sex are even broadcast during dinner time. Although, thinking about it, that probably didn't have the intended effect of promoting sexual awareness. The fuck? For real? That's kind of distressing. I agree. I agree. Is it? I mean, it's not really a problem so long as your genitals are intact. It's just an act for the purpose of reproduction after all. That was the reason why the government broadcast those programs. They didn't want the public to lose interest in sex or be ignorant of it. I really aren't interested in that. Depends on the situation and person. If I happen to meet a girl who's fitting of being my spouse, then what? So suddenly embraced me. What are you doing? What about now? Still not interested now after I'm snuggled up to you? What a dumb question. My chest tightened up upon saying that. It was similar to how I felt back at the secret base earlier. And what if I do this? She pressed her body against mine, then proceeded to bring her face towards my own. Nothing. She didn't stop, though. Her face was aimed right at mine. What was she trying to do? Just kidding. She suddenly smiled. Huh? Then disentangled herself from me. Just wanted to see if you were for real or not. Wait a second. I wasn't aroused or... Your body says otherwise. She pointed at my genitals. I was wrecked. And that's okay. Haha. It was really grating to hear her say that. You're acting to me like that, though. You're dangerous. I couldn't even say anything in response. Out from the deep free, or out from the freezer and into the fryer. But just look at that title. Next time, Otherworld 6: Desire to Kill, Desire to Die. I don't think there's much else I need to say other than that, so I hope to see you all next time.